How does a trial work? Hi, my name is David Price, and I'm a personal injury trial attorney in Greenville, South Carolina. I dedicate my practice to helping injured people, and I'd like to share some information with you. During the course of my practice, I have the opportunity to try cases in front of a jury. And one thing I find is that when my clients first come to see me, they often don't understand the trial process and the way in which a trial works. So I'd like to take a minute and explain that to you. When a case goes to trial, it means that the attorneys have completed discovery and the parties have not been able to settle the case on their own. By the time it gets called for trial, the parties have been litigating this case for more than a year, and so it's not a surprise that the case will have to be tried. The morning that the trial begins, the plaintiff and the defendant and their attorneys will appear in court before the judge, and they'll argue any pretrial motions they have, through which the judge will determine the rules and the legal framework by which the trial will be tried. Then, the judge will qualify the jury pool, which is a group of usually 60 people or more who have been randomly summoned to court to serve on the jury. From that larger group, a smaller group of about 25 people will be selected. Then, the attorneys for each side will have the opportunity to use strikes until a jury of 12 people has been selected. Once the jury is selected, the attorneys will give their opening arguments to the jury, during which they will explain what the case is about, the witnesses they intend to present, and the facts that they believe will be presented at trial. After opening arguments, the plaintiff will present his case. He'll call his witnesses, ask them questions, and enter the evidence that he believes will prove his case. The defense attorney will have the opportunity to cross-examine those witnesses and ask them his own questions. At the conclusion of the plaintiff's case, the defendant will present their case by presenting their own witnesses, and the defense lawyer asks those witnesses questions. And then the plaintiff's lawyer will have an opportunity to cross-examine the defense witnesses. After both sides have presented their cases, each attorney will give his closing argument to the jury, wherein he will explain to the jury what facts he believes was proven at trial and the conclusion that the lawyer thinks the jury should find. After the attorneys make their closing arguments, the judge will instruct the jury on the law and then send them from the room to deliberate until they can deliver a unanimous decision about whether the defendant should be liable to the plaintiff, and if so, what amount of money the defendant should be required to pay to the plaintiff. That, in a nutshell, is the way that the trial works. It can take as short as a day, or even several days, or more than 1 week, depending on the size and the scope of the case. My name is David Price, and my job is to try cases in front of juries. If you've been injured by somebody else, then I want to help you. Please call me at 864-271-2636, or visit my website at greenvillelegal.com. I'll give you the personal, dedicated representation that you deserve.